Hi world. I have 2 sick kittens in the cooler right now. They're very, very weak. As you can see, they're hanging on to life. Their symptoms are severe anemia. Their gums are white. They're very weak. They can't stand, they can't lift their head. And I know that this is a very sad thing to look at, but I want to show you these kittens. So maybe if you have kittens like this, which I'm sure everybody in the world has experienced this. Look at, he's a strong baby. These babies came to me last night. They lost 3 of their siblings. They are a first litter, a new mama. Yes, your mommy's very, very young. She's like an equivalent of a teenage mom. She shouldn't have had babies so soon. She's a very petite black cat that had 5 kittens. She already neglected them when they were born. She left them in the rain under the porch. We already had to save them once. I have a feeling she didn't feed them. And what I'm going to try to do is supplement their diet. I took them home and all night long, every hour, every 30 minutes, and then every hour, and then every hour and a half, I've been administering medicine. And I want to show you what I've been giving them, and you can make this at home. First of all, I got this nice cooler, and I got a heating pad. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the heating pad right now. Every hour, I take this heating pad out, I put it in a pan, I pour hot water over it. These are cedar chips, which are not very good for cats, but I'm covering these with, I'll show you, I put this after it's done and getting hot, which you just pour boiling water over it, and while I'm making their medicine, this gets nice and hot. And right before I put them back after I feed them, I get their bed ready. So I'll get their bed ready now. I have some cedar chips because they're infested with fleas, and the cedar smell seems to help the fleas not wiggle and run around so much. I cannot bathe these kitties yet because it will put them into a state of shock. Even though they are flea infested, they are too anemic to heal themselves. They have no immune system right now. Their tongue is white. So I brought them home, and this is what I did. I made a bed, cedar chips, warm heating pad. I put the cedar chips on top of it, and then I put a clean paper towel on top of it. 2 reasons I put a clean paper towel on top and not use newspaper. Number 1, I get to see if they poop or pee or throw up or bleed. When I come and check on them, I have to check their warmth, make sure they're warm. And I don't put a lid on this. I put a basket on top of it, and so they have plenty of air. But anyway, they stay in there on top of their heating pad, on top of a clean paper towel, and that helps me monitor their symptoms. Their symptoms are horrible right now. They're extremely anemic. They're infested with fleas. They have ear mites. They are severely malnutrition, severely dehydrated, and they can barely move. The good news is that I've been up all night diligently trying to bring them back to life, so I'm okay to make this video, but I've been a very emotional girl all night, as I know that you have as well with your kitties. So please, when I teach you this, share this information. You want a clean bed, cedar chips, or other natural material to help with the fleas. Cover the cedar chips in a paper towel because they can't breathe in cedar chips, and the chips will get all over their little fur and in their eyes and give them splinters. You don't want that. So please be responsible enough to put a paper towel over top of this. So what I do is I take this out. When I feed them, I take this out, put it in a nice shallow glass Pyrex pan. And let me see if I can turn it. He's gonna watch me. He's gonna watch me make his medicine. You gonna watch us? Yeah. I have shot glasses in here because I want the shot glasses to be warm, because I want to give them warm milk and warm water and warm medicine. So I do it all in one shot. I'm going to move this guy so he doesn't get splashed. I go ahead and pour the hot water on top of this. I have this is a hot cold pack. You know, believe it or not, I think this was my dad's hot pack. I don't know, it's from 1997. So I fill this all the way up with hot water. Oop, that didn't work out. But we'll fix those cups later. I'm going to come back to the cups later. So we'll switch her around here. So I made the tea with wild Indian lettuce, Indian ghost pipe root, and flour. I am not going to use tincture because tincture is made with alcohol and that'll burn your little mouth. So, and plantain. How can I forget plantain? Plantain is a wild leaf that is growing on your ground right now. White man's foot. Look it up, pick it, dry it, grind it up in a magic bullet like this. Okay, so I made the tea. I got my tea in a little shot glass. They're only going to drink 5 drops every 30 minutes. If you don't have a dropper, you can use one of these. I happen to have a dropper in this silver container, and I'm going to use that. And I wash it out real good. So, okay, back to the ingredients of the formula. 1 egg yolk. If you don't know how to separate the egg yolk from the egg, by the way, get farm fresh eggs if you can. They have a lot more vitamins. Get you some farm fresh eggs. They're $2.50 a dozen at your local neighbor has some. She's got too many eggs. I'm sure she'll love to give you some. 1 egg. If you don't know how to take the yolk out, just break the egg over your hand and the white will just fall off. And this will feel like a little eyeball in your hand. Put it in a nice little jar, clean, sterile jar. I'm so nervous, little boy. And put him here. And his brother's right here on just so weak. Oh. This is lactose-free sweetened condensed milk. This is Nestle makes this, but sweetened condensed milk is what is going to make the kittens want to drink it. When you give them a raw egg, they don't feel good. They don't want that. They want their mommy. This is so sweet and so much sugar, and will give them a boost of energy, and it'll help them with some milk in their body, but they cannot have lactose. It'll make them poop. They're lactose intolerant, just like those annoying people you know. Yes, kittens are lactose intolerant, so get lactose-free condensed sweetened milk. And I use a spoon. So it's basically 1 egg, 1 spoonful of this sweet and delicious stuff. Okay, put that in there. I'm making your formula, darling. All right. Next, we are going to put in here it is. My mortar and pestle. I got a prenatal vitamin in here. You can get prenatal vitamins anywhere. I prefer to use an iron pill. I don't have any iron pills, and I'm out here in the woods, and I haven't been able to get to the store. So I'm going to use what I have, and I have prenatal vitamins from when I was anemic. I was anemic once, severely, and the doctor gave me prenatal vitamins at 40 years old. So I'm going to put a whole prenatal vitamin in here. They're not going to consume a lot of this, so go ahead and put a whole iron pill. Crush it up real good. This is the same mortar and pestle I mixed up the herbs with. So put that in there, the whole thing. And next we will get, I'm so unprepared. I apologize. Give me 1 second. Here it is. Baby formula. Believe it or not, baby formula or human protein powder will work. I'm using baby formula because I signed up for a baby formula coupon, and they keep giving me free baby formula in samples. So this has immune support, it's lactose free, things like that. I'm going to add that. So 1 egg, 1 scoop of condensed sweetened lactose-free milk, and some protein powder or baby formula. Then I'm going to add a dropper full of colloidal silver. I already have done that, but I'm not going to do it again. I don't remember if I told you, but I put a dropper full of colloidal silver in there. And then use the tea to give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dropperfuls. I mix this up really good. It's not runny yet. See, there's not enough water in there. So I am going to add a little bit of the warm, cool water. Cool water. You don't want to put warm water because then the egg will cook. Maybe 3 or 4. Now I'm making a highly concentrated formula because these guys are at the brink of death and every drop counts. So I'm going to make a very... I'm going to make an eyeball about that much formula. Put the top on it and shake it up real good. Yeah, making your formula. Yeah. And I'm going to show everybody how to feed you. Okay. Good shake. I'm going to warm it up by using one of my shot glasses. Actually, I'm not going to pour it in there. I'm going to pull it out with a couple of syringes because I'm not going to waste this. I need to put this in the refrigerator. So 1 for them, 1 dropper full, 1 milliliter or 10 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's about 10 drops per dropper full. Did you know that? That's pretty cool. I'm going to take some of this stuff. It's a little bit warmer now. Put it in the hot water. Let it sit for just a second. And then we're going to get ready to feed these guys. Alright, before I feed them, you need a paper towel. You need a paper towel to wipe their pretty little mouth off. Okay, you're going to get their bed ready. I'm getting their bed ready first. I dry off the heating pad. It helps me move it around. There's no hot spots. It's nice and warm. Feels like a nice warm hug. We don't want it to be any hotter than a hug, okay? Put it in the box. Get it ready to go. Put the paper towel over it. And this way, his little bed will be nice and warm. When you're done feeding him, he can go lay down. Because they're going to want to sleep. And I check on them all the time. So see, there's no way they can get that cedar in their lungs. Got to be sure you're diligent. You have to be diligent with kittens. These kittens are dying. I brought them home for palliative care. Do you know what palliative care is? Unfortunately, a lot of us know what palliative care is because we lost a loved one to cancer. Palliative care is where you bring them home to make them comfortable enough to pass away. And that's entirely what I was doing last night with my herbal remedy. The Indian pipe will help with seizures, which they were having. And the Indian wild lettuce helps with pain, which they are having. They're having convulsions, they're throwing up. So because they're throwing up, I cannot put more than maybe a half a dropper full in them at a time. So I backed it down from every 30 minutes to every hour because I needed that to ingest in their stomach. I know it's ingesting because they've peed today. They peed. Peeing is a good sign. That means they're getting some hydration. All right, so we're going to take this little guy and we're going to feed him. First, I'm going to test to make sure that the formula is not too warm. Oh, it's a little bit warm, believe it or not. I'm going to add a little bit of this cold to cool it off a little bit. And you hear that? They respond to that noise. They're like, what the heck is that? So you want them to be bright, and their eyes are so sad right now. So here's the dropper full. I'm going to give him about half of this because I don't want him to throw up. So I'm going to take the little guy, and you don't want to hold him upside down. You don't want to hold them upside down. They don't eat naturally upside down. They eat naturally on their mommy, you know, like that. So you want to leave them on there like that. And then you want to go ahead and take their little mouth, and he'll squirm. Take his little body, put it up against yours. Yes, you can look at me. You look at me. You hold his little head, and you stimulate the corner of his mouth just a little bit, and then he'll open. And then you start squishing a little bit, and look, he's drinking it and licking it. You see his tongue is white? He likes it sweet. He's a good boy. Yes, he's a good boy. It's yummy, Madison. There you go. See, only half. And we'll, don't worry. Look at him. He's a good boy, and I'm not hurting him. I'm holding him, his little head. Did you like that? You want to tell the world if you liked it or not? You like it? Yes. See how white his tongue is, and his gums are white? He is not a healthy kitty. But with diligence and love and caring and understanding, make sure they are warm, and make sure they pee and poop. Oh, and when they wake up crying, and you're like, what's wrong, little baby? Why are you crying? They probably have to pee. At this age, with their eyes open, they've already been peeing on the porch and peeing outside or peeing in the house, in the closet, wherever the hell you might have found them. So go ahead and let them pee. Don't you have to pee when you wake up? I know I do. Look at him. Very hopeful for this one. As you can see, his eyes are bright. So when I'm done, he already peed, so I'm not going to stimulate him. But you also have to stimulate their butts. And I do that by taking a wet, warm, semi-dry paper towel. Look at the star of the show. Yes. And then I stimulate their little butts. So he's ready to go back in his box, and put him in his box. And now we're going to feed this little guy, and he's much sicker, much sicker. And you see his fur is not laying, just dehydration. His bones are almost exposed. His hip bones are very exposed, very sleepy. He can't hardly walk, and but he's still alive. I expected him not to make it at night, and believe it or not, he's still going. So I hope I'm doing something right. But as you can see, this is a very sick little baby. He can barely hold his head up. But we're going to give it a try. I'm going to give him some of this good medicine, okay? So we're going to lay him gently. Yeah. He gets a little pissed off. That's okay. You still got to hold his little face down. I mean, his little face up. Make sure they're looking up when they're drinking so they don't choke. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to stimulate the corner of the mouth gently. We're not poking this in there. We're just, hey, here's something on your mouth. Doesn't that once you make your open your mouth a little bit, make him a little mad, he'll open his mouth. There he goes. Nope, gotta try again. It's okay, let's try again. You don't want to stick it down their throat. If you can just get it in their mouth, look, he's drinking it. Just get it in there a little bit. Wipe his face off. He made a mess. You always wipe their face off. You know, that's nice of you to wipe their face off because their mommy licks their face. Yeah, their mommy licks their little face, don't it? Okay. We'll try to give you the rest in a, hold on just a second. I can hear his tummy rumbling, which means he's infested with worms as well. lost a little bit, so let me get a little bit more, kind of eyeball 4 or 5 more drops. All right, open up. Oh, no, he's gonna flop. Don't flop. Don't flip, don't flop. Don't flip, don't flop. He is very, very weak. Very, very weak. Now, I'm not guaranteed that he's going to make it, but if you have a sick kitty, it's worth trying. They've lived through the night, which I thought they were going to die. Good boy. That was a good little squirt. Yes. Now, this one throws up a lot, and I know he needs some vitamins, so hopefully this will help. These cats they probably need a blood transfusion, okay? So I'm not saying that these guys are going to survive, but I'm trying. I'm going to try. This guy's going to be a real fluffy baby little fluffy kitty when he gets older. And look at those ears. I want him to grow into those ears one day, don't you? You're going to grow into your ears one day. You're going to survive. He's a very sick baby. And I know that this is very common in the world. That's why I'm making this video. And it's not the greatest video, but I love animals. And this is not just the only thing that this happens to. This happens to dogs. This happens to squirrels and everything. And at the very least, you can make this formula. Once again, 1 egg yolk, 1 spoonful of sweetened, condensed, lactose-free canned milk, 1 squirt of colloidal silver, 1 scoop of protein powder or baby food formula, and some water. And if you want the medicine in there like I did, I put the plantain, Indian lettuce, Indian pipe tea in there to help it. All of these things are very beneficial, but mostly if you don't have the silver, if you don't have the plantain, if you don't have everything else I talked about, you have an egg, go to Kroger, Food Lion, Walmart, go somewhere and get you some lactose-free, condensed sweet milk and make you some formula. Cuppa. 1 egg, 1 scoop, 1 scoop, a splash of water. Remember, you want this highly concentrated to be able to get them their vitamins. Because if he throws up, at least I'll know a little bit got in, just a couple of drops, anything. I can feel his bones under his fur. And he's starting to crawl away, so I think that's about it. I will leave you to it and show you the babies. When I check on these guys, I set my alarm on my phone, my timer for 1 hour. And when my timer goes off, I check on them. And I can see if they peed or pooped on the white. And see if anybody threw up and monitor their progress. Thank you for watching. I hope that this will save a couple of kittens' life. And don't worry, when you find a litter of half-dead kittens, you can at least try by making formula. 1 egg, 1 scoop of protein powder or baby formula, 1 vitamin or iron pill, and don't forget the sweet milk because they love it. If you have other cats in the house, they're going to want to drink it. Oh, hi, baby. Look at him looking at me. Yes, looking at me. Yes, I'm trying to help you. You can also see their labored breathing. They're breathing really hard. And that's a bad sign. But we're going to give it a try, huh? Yeah. You're going to give it a try. All right, I'm going to put these guys to sleep. Thank you. God bless all of the animals in the whole wide world.